Hey everyone, it's Johnny, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about the Scentsy Club exclusive Bring Back My Bar winners. The 10 of them that are only available if you have a Scentsy Club or if you set up a Scentsy Club subscription to purchase. So these aren't available just through the regular website, through your consultant's website. You do actually have to have a Scentsy Club to get these bars or to add them to a club and get them shipped to you. So without further ado, let's jump in. I have all 10 of them. Well, actually, that's not true. I have 9 of them because I didn't order the 10th one. I instead decided to order a fragrance mist because they're discontinuing the shimmer line in body care. We'll talk about that in a discontinuing items video coming up pretty soon on my channel. But I was just, I couldn't do Simply Rose again. One round of that was more than enough for my nose for not maybe my entire lifetime, but it was a lot. So let's talk about them. We will talk about that one today, though, as we go through it. So first off, we have Aussie Plum. This is described as a melange of juicy plum, pink grapefruit, and tart pomegranate with smooth vanilla. Okay, so this is not a heavy plum. So if you smelled something like sweet plum pastry and you're like, whoa, that's like rich plum and bakery, that's not what this is. If you smelled dancing sugar plums, which is kind of like cinnamon sugar and like the plummy note, that's not this. This is if you kind of had like a mix of perfectly pomegranate and plum, and then you threw in the juiciness of like a fresh grapefruit. That's what you get out of this. So there is a little bit of a bite from the pink grapefruit. There is a slight tartness, but this is a juicy, watery plum, almost a little bit more of an aquatic fruity scent. And it's quite nice. It's different from like the heavy plums or like the romantic or the bakery nauseating sort of plum, if you want to call it that, if you're not a big bakery fan. You don't really get a whole lot of the smooth vanilla that's supposedly in the scent note. You really get mostly like juicy plum, you get that pink grapefruit bite juiciness, and then you get like a tart pomegranate. I have warmed this before a long time ago. I liked it. I wasn't like head over heels about it, but now that it's back, I may put it in my club or grab a bar or two of it just to keep. So I will be warming through these, probably in the order from ones that I haven't warmed to the ones that I've warmed before, but I will get through these and get these to you in hopefully a couple days in a next review. So that's Aussie Plum. Next, we have Bora Bora Blossom. Get lost in a balmy combination of succulent island fruits and lush orchid, balanced with a kiss of fresh green violet leaf. So light pink. And this is a softer scent. It's a little bit romantic, not super perfumey. You do get a little bit of that. It's like a light, fruity, slight floral scent. It's not particularly aquatic. The green note, fresh green violet leaf, it kind of gives it a little bit of a, like a green, not quite grass note, but like, I don't know if you've ever been in like a flower garden and you take a whiff and you kind of get like that greenness. Like, it's not like green weeds, but it's not grass scent. It's just like that green sort of note. And it like almost has like a slight fuzziness to the green, if that makes sense. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like that, or maybe even the slightest hint of like a cashmere sort of note. Yeah, I would say that. Just like just the slightest hint of like a cashmere note. But it is more of a soft, fruity floral thing. I would say it's slightly more of like a romantic kind of noted scent. I don't remember this being like a hugely strong performer when I warmed it once upon a daydream ago. But I remember not hating it or anything like that. I think I liked it. I just wasn't particularly like screaming for joy about it. But yeah, we will find out when I rewarm this and see if it sparks a memory. All right, next we have Caramel Pear Crisp. I've not warmed this before. Perfectly ripe pear and juicy nectarine blanketed in a brown sugar crust and topped with a dollop of warm caramel cream. You know me and caramel, it's not my favorite. All right, I get pear. This is definitely bakery pear. I get the brown sugar note, without a doubt. Like, I get caramel, I get brown sugar, and I get ripe pear. I don't know if I necessarily get nectarine. I think it's more of like, it adds the bakery gourmand sort of richness to the scent, and it rounds out the scent, so it's just not like a watery pear or like a burnt pear. It smells very bakery to me. And pear. Bakery pear. So if those are sort of scent notes that you enjoy, you may enjoy this particular scent. I will be curious to see how this warms, if it's more pear, if it's more brown sugar. If you remember Cookies for Santa from the holiday collection that had like a brown sugar cookie sort of note, not quite as strongly pungent, but you do get that sort of same brown sugar quality to this, so just be aware of it. If that was not a scent that you were particularly fond of because of that note, you may not find this one particularly thrilling or up your alley. Next, I'm excited about this one, Hendrix. Rock and roll with an electrifying blend of earthy patchouli, glowing sandalwood, and bold pink pepper harmonized with sweet tobacco flower. So this is a very manly, masculine sort of scent. Yes, I am not a huge patchouli person. I can't even say it apparently today. But I really like this scent. It's earthy enough without being just patchouli. The sandalwood brings a more mellow quality, and I love sandalwood scents. So that kind of balances out the patchouli, earthy, dirt sort of quality. Pink pepper adds a little bit of a spice without being like, you know, overly sinus-inducing. And you do, yes, get like a sweet tobacco flower, tobacco leaf sort of quality to this. It's not like you're necessarily smelling a pipe per se, but you do get that tobacco, or whatever that it would be in French. I should just stop talking. But really great masculine sort of scent, kind of cologne based. Kind of gives me a little bit of, like, aside from the rock and roll vibe, could give me like kind of like 30s, 40s smoking room, but not like heavy on the smoke, like cigarette smokiness. It's more on like just the overall scent of masculine vibes. So great scent. I like it. I'm probably going to keep that one in my club. But I'm going to warm it anyway, just to remind myself what it smells like. So next we have my home. Not my home, not your home, but my home. Well, this one's home. This is a new name for our favorite spicy cinnamon and floral scent. A must try. So I'm not sure what that means exactly. Like, is this new name for what? Welcome Home, which is another scent we have? Or is this like a completely different one? Or is this like an old scent description from the dawn of the dinosaurs? We'll never know. But looks kind of like Welcome Home. But smells more floral. I do get a little bit of that sweet cinnamon that they're talking about. This reminds me of something. Oh, this is gonna bother me now. This reminds me of a specific Better Homes and Gardens scent. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts now. So I do get the sweet cinnamon, or spicy, they say favorite spicy cinnamon and floral. I think the floral is messing with my schnoz on this, because usually spicy cinnamon or red hot cinnamon doesn't do it for me. It's like, no, I'm good, thanks, bye. But whatever the floral combination that they chose for this is, I don't mind it. Like, I don't necessarily love it, but I don't hate it either. Like, I get enough, significantly enough floral out of this that it's like, wait a minute. You said this is a spicy cinnamon? So think of like any of the scents that come to mind. Welcome Home, In this case, My Home. There's some other scents and other brands that are the same sort of quality, like what the home smells like, or, you know, it's like that spices meets fresh. In this case, it's floral. It's an interesting scent. And I'm going to laugh really hard if this is really just a dupe for Welcome Home with a different name, but because it looks kind of like it. But anyways, that's My Home. That's enough of that. It's making me confused. All right. Oats and honey is next. A buttery mix of toasted oats and Tupelo honey, oven crisped with vanilla maple. Now this sounds amazing. And it smells really good. I get like that honey, oven sort of freshness. Like you get that sweet honey. You get a little bit of the maple in there. But I think when I originally smelled this or warmed this, I really hated it. For a reason unknown. Maybe it was the maple. There is definitely a distinctive maple note to this. And maple, for those of you who are not aware, can be a very strong scent. Yeah, it's kind of like a very much a honey vanilla maple sort of scent with like that sort of oat, warm sort of like bread. Not doughy, but like oats. You know, warmed oats note. So don't think like oatmeal or porridge per se. Think of like you're creating like a warm granola at home. You know, that tends to be like with a syrup or a maple sugar or something like that. It's kind of giving me a little bit of vibes like that. Like a honey maple granola. I could see this being a great fall scent. I don't know if I'm going to be wild about it particularly right now, and I don't know if it's necessarily up my alley, although I do like some of our other scents that we've had in the past, like Apple and Oats, I think it was called. Love that one. That's in my club. I should know the name of it. It's in my club. What am I doing? But anyways, that's Oats and Honey. Moving on, the one I did not buy a bar of was Simply Rose, which is an open bud of classic floral fragrance. It's literally just rose. It is nothing but rose scent, and it's strong, and it's overwhelmingly, like, you can cut it with anything under the sun, and it's still there. If you love fresh rose petals or fresh rose scent, like just that, get Simply Rose. You won't be disappointed. And you'll get your bang for your buck. You will get your entire Scentsy bar's value out of it, and then some. It is strong. But I didn't need it in my life again. So, that's that. Next, we have Southern Evening. This one, however, I do love, and it's still in my club. This is a very unique scent. It is described like a trace of perfume lingering sweetly in her wake. This romantic twirl of French lavender, geranium, subtle fruits, and white musk will prove an enchanting escape. Okay, there's a lot going on in this scent. You do get the French lavender. Surprisingly, you do get the lavender. There is sort of like that geranium note. There's a little bit of an earthiness to the geranium. A little bit of green. Subtle fruits. I couldn't tell you what they are, but there is a sort of sweetness to this. But also a slight zest. Like, it's not just straight up sweet, like sugary cherries or strawberries or something like that. It's more of like, there's a subtle fruitiness to this scent. And white musk, 100% it's there. There's almost, I won't say there's a pepperiness to this scent, but it kind of, with the combination of the lavender, geranium, and the musk, you do get a little bit of like, almost like a white pepper sort of note. This is very much a romantic, beautiful fragrance. It's kind of unisex, honestly. I know it says like the trace of perfume lingering in her wake. It could go either way. It could be more, I think it's a little bit more masculine personally, rather than feminine in terms of that. I would say it's almost like, maybe not even that. Maybe it's just generally a sultry unisex sort of scent. It's great. It's a great performer. Lasts really well. It's quite unique. And I do recommend trying this if you like something that's more of a romantic, slightly perfumey, cologne-y sort of scent. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with this. All right, next we have Toffee Butter Crunch. I don't think oh, it's broken. So sad. All right, so this is salted caramel glaze, candied walnuts, toffee, and vanilla bean. All the ingredients for a delectable sensory confection are here in one sweet, intoxicating fragrance you'll savor all season long. I mean, they're not wrong. It's a Toffee Butter Crunch. So, oh, whoa. There's the caramel and the nuts. I don't know that I'd necessarily know that it was walnuts, but there's definitely a nutty note to this. This is not just like salted caramel toffee from our fall winter catalog that's ending. That's like straight up like toffee and butter and caramel. This is more of like those brittle, like the toffee brittle, like hard crunchy bark things that you get. You do get like that dusted sort of walnut candied note. If you remember Central Park pralines, that has that like sort of dusting of spices, sugar, cinnamon. It kind of gives you a little bit of that with the candied walnuts. You do get a toffee note. The salted caramel, it's a rich scent. It's more on the buttery caramel side than the sweet caramel side. So it's very rich, almost has a little bit of that like sort of coffee house undertone to it because it's so rich and buttery instead of like sweet. And then you get vanilla on top of that, I think. Yep, vanilla bean, which just further makes it, I mean, vanilla we used to cut scents if they're too strong, but vanilla can also be somewhat overpowering in its own right. And you do get a strong bakery vanilla note to this on top of the rest of it. So this is very much like straight up bakery scent. If you are not a huge bakery fanatic, I would say maybe avoid this one like the plague. It's not a bad scent by any means, but it is very, very rich. You may be able to cut this with like a fruity scent, like an apple scent, like Johnny Appleseed. If you pick up a bar and you're like, oh my goodness, this is just too much for me. Try cutting it with a fruity scent. Try cutting it with something else. Maybe even a woodsy scent, you know? Caramel and a woodsy note could give you like campfire s'mores vibes, right? But this is a very rich scent, so you are warned. I am warned. We're all warned. And finally, World Traveler. This is going in my club. It's staying in my club. Hooray. This is Blackberry, Dark Pomegranate, and Oak Bark Inspire Adventure. This is so good. I am obsessed. This is like that deep, rich, fruity oak cologne scent that if this was a, like, Scentsy, please make men's colognes. Make them, don't do body sprays. Make a men's cologne. Seriously, even if it's like one of those little roller ball ones. This scent, I would wear. I would use it as shave cream. I would use it as, even though I'm not like 100% on our particular shave soap or whatever thing. I wish they had a shave cream. If we had like this in a cologne, 100% would buy it. Oh, it's so good. I want to wear this. You do get the dark pomegranate. You do get the blackberry. It's rich, deep berries. There's a slight tartness, but it's like that earthy, rich berry quality. And then you have the oak, and it's the oak bark. It's not like fresh cut oak. It's like you're like getting that earthy dirt, forest sort of really masculine scent to this. Like, oh man, I just walked out in the forest today and I'm back for dinner. You know, something like that. I don't know. That was a weird analogy, but great scent. Oh my goodness. And I don't remember for 100%, but I'm pretty sure this is a great performer too, from what I remember. But again, it's been like a hot century since I've warmed this one. So those are the 10 that are available. They are still available until the end of January, but like I mentioned earlier, these are not available for purchase just through the website. You have to sign up for Scentsy Club. If you're interested in some of these and you don't want to have a recurring subscription, you can always sign up for Scentsy Club process that first order right away. And once it's processed and shipped, you can always cancel your club. You don't have to keep it. So if you just want to do a one-off order, or maybe you want to order, I don't know, 700 bars of Hendrix and that's it, one time off, you can do that. I would maybe, you know, suggest putting it in your club so you don't have to store 700 bars for eternity, but that's just me. So again, if you want to get these are available only this month, January. So you've got about 18 days left. Oh my gosh, where's January going? To try these, sample these, at least add them to your club for the next round, and then remove them if you don't like them. I'm going to try to warm through these in the next couple days and get a warm reviews video up. And I do have a bunch of other videos coming up shortly as well. So please stay tuned for those. Let me know if you have gotten these or have been waiting for these or have tried them or whatnot. Let me know your feedback in the comments below. And thank you all for tuning in. I will see you in our next video. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.